So welcome to Medan, welcome to my video. Thanks for joining me at Space. I've just arrived in Medan this morning. I got picked up by the guest house owners of where I'm staying, which is a bit out of the city of Medan. They left me at a bus hub centre and I caught the bus into the city. But it's actually the start of a public holiday because it's the end of Ramadan and there's going to be a week of public holidays. The traffic is a crazy situation here. So I've got the bus. I'm not sure how I'm going to get back to that big bus terminal, but first of all, I stopped to have a look at this mosque. Now, I don't think it's the biggest mosque, but I'm just going to have a little look, and there's a few museums and things to look at as well. So yeah, come on this journey with me as I continue my 2025 trip from Australia to Malaysia, which I left this morning, and now I'm in Indonesia for the next month. So this place on my map said it was a castle. Yeah, this isn't the castle and it's all closed up, so not going there. So this is just a street corner. Hard to believe that I actually just crossed that road. There's traffic going everywhere. All sorts of different vehicles. These are quite cute. Yeah, it's just fascinating. I love wandering around and just absorbing the intersection. There it goes. The traffic lights have changed. All sorts of traffic. These little buses, these little carts. It's so cool. So it's not only mosques that are here, but it's also Catholic. So this is a Catholic cathedral. So the gate's locked, unfortunately. So I can't go in there either. So I'm literally just wandering around and I'm finding some actual quite interesting buildings where I've come down to now. Everything seems to be closed either because of Ramadan or because it's called to prayer time, but it's still interesting. It's like this place might actually be open. Like it's actually open. How good is that?
Okay,
so this is Clara.
Yeah. Over here, this is Chong Afi with his family. So Chong Afi came from Medan, Canton, China, and he came to Medan when he was 18 years old to start a plantation business. And Chong Afi actually have 3 wives. The first wife is from China, the second wife is from Penang, Malaysia, and the third wife is from Binjai, North Sumatra. Was the main guest room made by Chong Afi to welcome his friend and co-workers. Over there, we can see there's a partition, still original, from China. Wow. And the chair, one of the rich people.
Yes, I think the rich people had similar houses. Yeah.
Okay, so before we continue, there are 4 rooms.
Okay, so we're up in the ballroom now.
Chong Afi celebrates 30 years of being mayor in Medan.
Well, I just had a wonderful guided tour around this house. Such a beautiful old house, but I'm actually going to wander around myself, so there might be a few more bits of video of things that I have particularly become interested in. It's another great story of someone who came from China and just worked hard and put all his time into providing businesses, creating businesses, and giving back to the community. So it's a beautiful story. So let's just go and have another quick look. So this house is almost the same design as the building that I did a guided tour through in Penang. It's got the same courtyard. I think it's a lot larger, it's a lot more spread out, but yeah, it's got the same different heights of the courtyard. The side that I'm standing on is higher because that's good fortune. And this, through these doors, it's actually still occupied by one of the great-granddaughters of Young Fiji, however you pronounce his name, which is really interesting that she's still in residence. And look at the ceilings. There's a few rooms with ceilings like this. Some of them you're not allowed to film in. And this is the area down here, which is still private residence by the granddaughter. And right on the street-facing side, this is the grand ballroom. You can just imagine back in the, you know, the 1930s, the 1940s, what life would have been like here. All these beautiful old colonial buildings that are around. It's just an absolutely different time. And one of the daughters, I think, she wrote the book, Nonya, is Lady. So there's lots of really great family photos. Yeah, a beautifully designed building, and I don't know whether this side was added on, but there's some nice breezeways, which is really what you need in this climate where it's hot and humid all the time. And the dining room also captured the breeze. You can see those curtains are billowing out. Can you imagine that family dining here and having celebrations? So both my hosts at the guest house that I'm staying at just outside of Medan and the girl that just showed me around that beautiful home suggested I go to Tip Top Restaurant. So I told them both about Tip Top ice cream in New Zealand. So I'm just going to check out a hostel across the road here from the restaurant, and then I'll go and have a look inside. Well, I've come into the Tip Top Cafe and they've got all sorts of cakes and things. And they've actually do main meals as well. But the exciting thing is I've actually just booked into a hotel across the road. So when I come back to Medan after my adventures, watch this space, I'll have a restaurant straight across the road. So that's good. And there's an awful reflection on my glasses, and I apologise for that. So when I get the cakes, I will show them to you. I was so hungry I started eating. But this is like an apple pastry. And I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure it will be delicious. Can you hear the noise? The traffic is just crazy. And talking to someone who lives here, she said that it's like this all the time. Down there, that's the hotel I'll be staying in, that orangey pink building. Such a contrast, that new building over there. That's the first really new building I've seen since I've been here. So I think the city is actually undergoing some development, because this is Merdeka Park, Langkandan Merdeka I think it's called, and it's got all this building work going on. But these trees behind me are beautiful. Some of them are enormous, they've got big trunks, and it's a really lovely, you know, place to discover. And there's like a racing track behind me, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. Perhaps my people at the guest house might know if I remember to ask them. So that just gives you an idea just how many motorbikes there is around, because these are just the parked ones. So where I am is the Taylor district, lots of fabric shops, like that one over there. It's so interesting. And they import, the guy I was just talking to, they import the fabric from Jakarta. So after my few hours wandering around the great city of Medan, I got a bus and then a grab car, no problems at all, to my accommodation. I'm doing something a bit different tonight. I'm actually staying in a guest house, It's about, I don't know, probably half an hour's drive in the Medan traffic to get to it. This is actually the restaurant. The restaurant's like just down the road from where where I'm sleeping, which I'll show you in the morning. It's a bit gloomy tonight, so hopefully it's going to be a bit brighter in the morning. But yeah, looks, I've only seen one other guy in the guest house. He's not very chatty, and there's no one else here at the restaurant. Maybe I'm a little early. So this is the view from my window of my guest house. I might as well just show you quickly the bedroom. Even though I slept in the bed, it's a bit messy. And there's a dresser, and there's the bathroom. And it's normal here that the shower is actually in the bathroom over the toilet. And outside my room is the common area. I've only seen one other guy here. And then this goes straight out onto a little wraparound balcony, which is, here we go. There's a better look at the view. See what I mean? It's really rural. And this just wraps around the balcony, and that little gazebo down there, that's where the owners seem to have their office. They can sit outdoors, which is really rather lovely. And I've just come down for my breakfast in the guest house, so I'll show you my breakfast and the garden, which is really rather nice. There's a driveway, a couple of motorbikes, a couple of nice cars, and yeah, I like these hanging plants. It's over the table here. There's one other guest here. There's my breakfast, omelette and fruit. This is the first time I've had passion fruit over here, but they actually have a vine here, so it's nice. Yeah, and there's the garden. Well, I discovered there was actually another girl staying at the guest house, and for the life of me I didn't get her name, but we actually spent the whole day together. We shared the taxi and then hung out at Lake Toba. Well, we've been driving all morning in the car. The traffic has been really, really busy, and finally we've arrived at Lake Toba. So I've asked the driver to stop so we could get a bit of a photo. So have a look at this. This is Lake Toba. Now I believe it's the largest volcanic lake, definitely in Indonesia, maybe in the world. And I'm going to be staying on that island over there, which I'll include the name. So that's our vehicle behind me here, and the roads are so busy. We're actually going to walk down to the ferry. So we're in Parapat now, which is on the edge of the lake. It's just crazy this holiday period. There's just so many vehicles, but it's so cool. I'm loving it. And that's it for each. She's got my other pack. I've got my main pack on. Ooh, look at the people, and there's even a police car there. And I've got a motorbike right up behind me. So we've just got on board this little boat. I think it's about $2.50 to go across the lake. It's not the smallest boat. There's quite a small one over there. We're going to head across there. And yeah, someone's been trying to sell me all these good deals, so I'm not quite sure whether I want them or not. Simple boat ride. It's really weird. It's not my bad photography, but it's actually really hazy here. I hope in the morning or perhaps later this afternoon we get a bit of breeze and it just blows away that haze, because it really is quite a pretty spot. Let me turn you around. So this is actually a popular destination, not just for tourists, but also for people who are local to Indonesia, particularly local to the island of Sumatra. And I have actually made contact with an organisation. I'll put their name here as a link, and they have a really good blog, and they actually live on this island. So that got me really excited. It's actually the biggest volcanic lake. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that, but I'll confirm whether it's in the world or in Indonesia. So this is really cool. This boat that I've just caught across from where the car dropped us off actually stops at each of the resorts. So there's a few resorts along here, and they literally drop off each passenger at where they're staying. So hopefully mine is as close to the water as this, so I'm getting pretty excited about it. And here's me. We've arrived. He pulls the boat in and then I have to walk down. And there's actually people at this one. And that was our boat. Door-to-door delivery. I stop and leave. That's amazing. So after checking out my accommodation and dropping off my bags, the other girl and I went off and had a lovely lunch, talked to these children. And there's the girl, who I don't know her name. And yeah, this is a rice paddy we walked past. But then we did a U-turn and headed back to the ferry because I needed to go and organise some transport. So I'm back on the ferry now. I just want to go back and check out those markets. But funnily enough, now there's lots of small boating activity that wasn't around when we came over a couple of hours ago. So I've just said goodbye to my new English friend, originally from Sri Lanka, that I spent the day with, and for the life of me I could not catch what her name was. So anyway, we came back over on the ferry because I heard that these markets are not going to be open tomorrow, so I'm going to show you around. So there's all different things. These are obviously dried fish, lots and lots of different sorts of fish. And I don't know what that is, flies and flakes, shrimps, all sorts of things. And all these beautiful fresh vegetables. Hey, I think that's pepper. Big avocados. Oh, those look like tamarillos. I haven't seen those except in New Zealand. Look at this, it's amazing. And of course, a big hand of bananas. So this morning when I arrived, this street behind me was jammed with traffic. I don't know, earlier in the video you would have seen me walking down and I had my main pack on because in the car we just couldn't move. And come back this afternoon, absolutely quiet. And you wouldn't believe, it's actually starting to rain. So it's not as humid up here as it was down in Medan, but it's still warm, but very pleasant. I'm really looking forward to spending my couple of days on the island. But in the meantime, I've actually got to find some transport to get from here at, I'll put the name up here, to where I'm going to be trekking at Bukit Luang. So that's my mission, and that's why I've come back over, not only to go to those markets, but to try and work out some transport, because I do have a trek booked. So coming back to the island for the second time, and probably the last time I actually come back, and as you can see it's getting dark and the lights are on. I'm enjoying this boat trip. I've actually been spending some time just researching for when I leave the island of Sumatra and head to Java. Top tip, watch the next video. Gotta love the choice of music on this boat. I've arrived, and that's my balcony just up there. And there goes my boat. So cool. You should see the grin on my face. It's simple but so nice. Everything I need. Nice big bathroom. Well, good morning from Sumatra Island at this small settlement of Tuk Tuk. So I'm just coming for a morning walk before it gets too humid to do a bit of explore. I was actually looking forward to a granola and fruit breakfast that I'd seen on the menu where I had dinner last night, but unfortunately the restaurant seemed to be closed, or at least no one was around. So it's still good to go for a walk while it's nice and cool, so maybe I'll find another spot. Anyway, I think it'll be a nice day relaxing at this beautiful island. It's lovely to see so much growing here. There's the rice paddies and there's corn and there's maize, and I've seen lots of avocado trees and passion fruit growing, all sorts of things. It's really nice, all with this mountain backdrop. So I've found some walking tracks, so I might as well just go and have a look. If I get this people too rough, I can always turn around. There's so many wild roaming hens. Funny. To what I thought was the end of the track, and then a man popped out of a building and said hello, very good English, picked up straight away, I was from Australia, and showed me this little track down to the village. Not sure if I want to take it. It's pretty overgrown, and I think just being here is quite nice in the middle of nowhere, but only like 10 minutes away from the little village that I just walked through, so the village of Tuk Tuk. So I'll just show you what I'm looking at. It's a village that I could walk down to, but I'm not going to. And this is my path that I originally started on, through the maize, or the corn. This is sort of the end of the proper wide track that I was on. That's where I came out of. But this is what I came to. Obviously a graveyard. And there's a fairly new cross there, 15th of March 2025. And today is only like the 30th of March. But what a beautiful view. I've seen a few of these bullocks. This one looks like she might be having bumps. I saw this church in the boat yesterday, so I walked up to have a little look at it, a little Protestant church. There's a service going on, and the road pretty much leaves the village of Tuk Tuk from here. So there is a road right around the island, and I'd like to go around the island, but I haven't actually found anyone who's going to take me around without seeming like an absolute extortionist. When things are so cheap, you know, when something's going to be $100, that's not right. I mean, it only cost me $20 to drive 5 hours in a shared taxi from Medan up to here. Well, I saw a field full of these, I think they're bullocks, buffalo, and I thought, oh, come up, get a better view. So I'm up in a paddock, over the hills, overlooking the lake. It's getting warm. It's probably about 9 o'clock, 9:30, and yeah, all of a sudden the sun's out, and yeah, it's going to be another humid day, but we've got a bit of blue sky today, so that's really nice. Oh, perspiration already, excuse me. So there's these little tuk-tuks that take you around, but they only take you a small distance, so I can actually walk that. But more interesting is the magic mushroom sign. Lots of places have got magic mushrooms for sale. Filling up with fuel.
Yes.
From the little pump.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just invited me to come and watch her. She's just getting rid of all the dust and everything out of the corn. It might be maize. Goes into the bucket. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the dirty one.
And then you make, see?
She's just all the dust out. Okay.
The dog's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Now look
She's
nice.
been working on the farm since she was 10 years old.
Yeah.
Amazing lady. So I've had my morning walk. I've probably been walking for about 3 hours. Really nice around the island. And now I'm back at my resort. I'm just up at where you can sit at a table and enjoy the view. But I'm going to go back down to my bungalow, which is just down there behind me. Well, good morning. So I am still lying in bed. This is my view. Now I'll just jump up and open my curtain. So seriously, this is what I've woken up to, staying out on Lake Toba. It is just the best room that I have ever stayed in. Like, oh, it's just sensational. I'm gonna go outside and take a little bit more video. Come on, let's go. So already people are out in their boats and it's only just gone 6 a.m. Yeah, isn't that just stunning? There was a big storm last night, but it's certainly cleared all year. And yeah, sadly I'm leaving here today. I've got a boat to catch. I'm going further on in Sumatra. So come with me, enjoy the day. So here am I down by the water, waiting for my boat. And that was my room just up there. So yeah, couldn't have had a better spot. Yay, heading on the boat now. So it is 8:30. I've got to be at the other side by 9:30. Got to go across the lake. So it's all good. It's all pretty exciting. It's so seamless. You just go down and wait. And the boat sees you, or the people on the boat see you, and they pull in. So easy. And that was my one in the middle there. So yeah, fantastic spot, that's for sure.
Well, I think I'll end my video here, and as you can see, I absolutely loved staying on Lake Toba. Definitely recommend it for anyone. It was so nice to get out of the hustle and bustle of cities. So, but I've got more coming up in Sumatra, so do keep watching my channel. And if you're not already following it, certainly click the follow button. But here's a bit of a teaser for what I'm seeing next. Yes, some beautiful animals. So come back soon, and thanks for watching, and bye for now.